Hello, everybody. This is Wazi, and today I want to talk about how the Enneagram of life can be relevant for you. Yesterday, I hosted a dinner party for my family, and I started to speak with my sister, my elder sister, and talked about what was happening in my life. And I shared that I made this new discovery and shared with her the Enneagram of life. And it's interesting because she is a woman that lives in the world. She's not into personal development particularly. And as I started to describe how the Enneagram of Life articulates 9 areas of life that are relevant to everybody, she started to open up about that she sometimes questions whether she's living her own life or she's doing what she's doing because everybody else is doing it. And it was fascinating to see her inquire into that and realize that she really wanted to know more about why she lives the way she lives. And that started a very interesting conversation between us. And I kind of lit up because I feel that in the stage of time that we're in, we are in a very privileged situation because so many of us have survival taken care of, meaning that we have shelter, we have food to feed ourselves, and we have an income. So what's next? When survival is taken care of, what is next? That's a good question to ask us. Because to continue living in a survival mode, that's a possibility. And most of humanity is doing that actually. And when we do that, we live out of the instinctual impulse to get by and to ensure our survival. So, in terms of ensuring our survival, we then accumulate more stuff, and usually in either material goods or we save a lot of money and other things so that we make sure that we continue to live and continue to survive. Now, the shift that is made possible or that the Enneagram of Life highlights is the possibility of moving into living a life that is truly fulfilling. You're not surviving, you're fulfilling the potential of life. It's as if the trunk of the tree then shifts into, after survival is taken care of, can start to branch out and give flowers, give fruit, give leaves, right? And in order for that shift to happen, as human beings, we need to live a conscious life. We need to look at our lives as a whole and inquire into it and get awakened to what is my situation actually like and why am I doing the things that I'm doing? What's informing my choices? What's informing my life? Is it the expectations of society? Is it the ambition inherited from my mother or father? Is it the fear of death? Right? Is it my genuine interest and based on my talents, what I think I'm good at or what I'm actually good at? Right? Often it can be a combination of these things or be very clear cut. But to know why we're living the life that we're living, to actually take stock of where we are in life as a whole, but also in each particular area, like how am I living vocationally in terms of my profession? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Does this feel aligned with my soul's natural potential? Does this feel aligned with my personal destiny in relation to to life as a whole, to the world as a whole? Because our destiny is not in isolation. That is connected to something deeper, something higher, something larger than ourselves. The relationship that I'm in or not in, what's that about, right? Is this an authentic relationship, or is it compensatory, meaning that we're in it to feel whole, for example, to not be alone? In terms of my health, am I cultivating my health? Am I nourishing my body with good things? Am I taking care of myself in terms of exercising, stretching, giving my body what it needs? Is my mental health hygienic, open, fluid? Or is it heavy, negative, burdensome? Is my intelligence active so that I can see and understand and perceive life with immediacy, with insight? In terms of my leisure, am I only consuming, or am I actually engaging my creative potential in terms of dance, in terms of singing, in terms of a variety of activities? Am I feeling that I'm actually enjoying life? Life for its own sake, living for its own sake. How are my finances? Am I disorganized? Are they in disarray, chaotic? Or is it clear, organized, and somehow balanced? Am I in the know in terms of what's happening, financially speaking? Socially, do I give myself time to be alone, to be in solitude? And am I nurturing my genuine friendships? Am I aware of who are my close friends, who are peripheral friends? And do I have a clear sense of who I can rely on in certain situations, who I can't? Am I maintaining a large group of friends, although they are not actually in alignment with where I'm going and where I am? In terms of your home environment, am I stewarding my home? Am I taking care of my home? Am I on top of things? My cars, maintenance, the cleaning and making sure that things are working as they should. Did I fix that issue with the washing machine that's been going for 3 months now? Did I exchange the fridge that needed to switch out because it's just rotten and not functioning anymore properly? Right? Am I on top of things in terms of the things that needs to happen in my household? Spiritually, where are you? Where are we? Where am I? Who am I? Who do I take myself to be? What am I? What are we? What are you? Like these questions. What's my nature? What is my origin? What's existence? What's life? What's the meaning of life? Can we ask these questions without blowing them out with premature answers, which are answered out of fear, generally? Because we get uncomfortable when we ask these questions, because we are uncomfortable with not knowing. Not knowing the answers to these questions. And in many cases, not knowing who we are. What happens if we take away your role as a professional, as a mother, a son or a daughter, as a friend, when we take away all these roles, what happens? Who are you? That's a good place to go, to find out. And I can tell you from my own journey that there is something truly profound and essential and beyond imagination that is waiting for you to discover yourself, your essence, your nature. And that cannot be found out there. It cannot be found out in the world, in things, in cars, in jobs, even in friendships. It cannot be found. It can only be found within you, within your being, within your heart. Because you are that. But as long as our mind is occluded and clouded with all these things, our perception of ourselves is blocked. And what we are left with is our ideas and images of ourselves. Construed, constructed self-images. Positive self-images, negative self-images, an amalgam and a gestalt of structures that we take ourselves to be, but that is far removed from what we are, our true nature. So you see, the Enneagram of life is truly an amazing tool to dive into our lives, to move into the world, and to actually also dive into ourselves. It gives us a mirror about where we are and where we need to put attention. And as we free ourselves, free our attention from our stuck habits, from our tendencies, and actually consciously begin to direct it where it would flow naturally if our attention was liberated. Real transformation, real possibilities starts to open, and real transformation begin to happen. And that's a positive transformation. We begin to shell off that which is old, that which has gotten moldy, that which is dead, but still is taking space within our lives, so that we can really come forward in the fullness of what we are, as we are, living from our center, being grounded in real understanding, real depth of being. And also then allow that essence, allow our natural, magical existence flow into our lives and inform our lives with intelligence, with true conscious awake awareness, and then the adventure of life takes on a whole new feel. Instead of being about survival, it's about discovery, development. Survival is obviously important. I mean, that's the base. If we think about the brain, we have the brainstem, which is linked to survival. If that's not there, if our survival is threatened, to even consider these questions, fulfillment is inaccessible. So in that sense, one could say, relatively to a lot of people in the world, it's a privilege to be in a situation where we can start to contemplate these questions. And it's obvious that that is the next movement for us as humanity. When that possibility, that fortune has been given to us. Right? To take that step into the next thing. And there is an element of courage that's needed in that, because we're stepping into the unknown, something new. And if we also have some degree of trust that we're willing to listen, we're willing to listen to our heart, to our intuition, to that guidance that trickles through, then the leap can be made. And the shift from a survival mindset to a wholeness mindset, to an explorer's mindset, to a developing, evolving human being mindset is made possible. And true, real, deep fulfillment can happen. Because for human beings, survival on its own is not fulfilling. It provides for our needs, our basic needs, but it does not fulfill our soul. It does not fulfill our heart. And it never will. It never will. If you look at your life, you will be able to confirm this for yourself. If you're already fulfilled, then the confirmation is obvious. If you're not fulfilled, the confirmation is also obvious. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's just a funny thing to say. Yeah. So I'm just expressing my joy in sharing this with you, this possibility, this potential. And that's what this channel is about. That's what the Enneagram of Life is about. That's what I'm about. And if you want to move forward with this, and if you feel the calling, subscribe, like, check out my website, and see if something rings through for you that you want to pursue, that you want to join. Because there's a momentum here, and people are welcome. You are welcome. Okay. My name is Wazi. Check it out.